I'm not going to kid you. I'm not even going to joke about it. Late season coyotes, they can be tough, downright impossible to kill. But you got one trick in your bag coming up here that you can still use before the end of the first season. And what's that? Well, it's February coming up. And February across the country means coyotes will be breeding from coast to coast. Now, it'll vary just slightly, but for the most part, they do their big knockdown romance during February, just like we do with Valentine's Day. So here are a couple tips that you should follow. First, the first thing I like to do is early in February, just howl. Now, don't get crazy about it, but just lone howl. Now, I use a diaphragm, and on my setups, I'll just simply do lone howls. Now, what does that represent? Well, of course, dummy, a single coyote. I'm not trying to imitate a whole bunch of coyotes. I don't want to intimidate any of them. I just want any coyotes out there that are still looking to pair up to breed to come in and look. Now, in the early part of the month, that's a good call to use. But you got to remember, you can't just sit there for a few minutes. I generally wait 45 minutes to an hour on a calling setup like that. And if I have a coyote hang up that might be looking for a mate, well, then I'll send the dog out there. Not to get confrontational, but just kind of decoy that coyote thinking that, yeah, there is another canine over there. Now, later in the month, when the coyotes are paired up and maybe starting to act a little more territorial, that's when I'll go to this. What's that? Where's those coyotes? That's when I start sounding like more than one coyote, a pair of coyotes. If another pair is in the area and has a denning site in mind, they could come in real confrontational. And that's when a dog can really play a key role in that setup, is those coyotes will come in wanting to rumble. So February, think about it. They're looking for romance. Early in the month, try a lone howl, sit a long time. Later in the month and going later into the spring even, use that pair of coyotes to sound like you're an invader in their territory. And never, ever, ever can you wait too long on a setup like that. I've waited an hour or more and killed coyotes on setups where I never thought anything would show up. I should probably have my gun ready, right? Something could show up right now. What do you think? Why don't you go get a coyote?